Welcome to Season 4 of Casual Camping Podcast, your home for the best camping discussion both in and out of the field. Here are your hosts, Tim and Ade.
Tim and Ade will get back to you in... Please leave your name and number.
What the? What? What are you...
They didn't expect that when they tuned in for the latest episode. Yeah, we're only joking. You've got the Casual Camping Podcast. It's Tim and Ade.
They weren't expecting it. Well, neither was I. I wonder what the hell you were doing then.
I was thinking about it all day, Tim. Who says that this isn't planned? I mean, I didn't get me words right at all, but you know, I only do it to make you laugh.
Yeah. I'm only here to make you laugh.
Well, you know, you do.
Oh man, how are you?
I'm good. I feel a bit sort of, you know, stressy and stuff. I've not been out camping for what seems like, 2 weeks or something. Whereas you were camping last weekend.
I was camping the weekend. Oh man, yeah. I mean, the amount of times you've been camping so far this year, it must feel like you've not been camping for about 6 months.
It really does. And I'm preparing as we record this to go away with my good lady and go proper glamp out, make sure that it's ultra, the best tent, the biggest tent, all the gear. And yeah, so I'm doing food prep. I'm doing what am I cooking on, all that thing, just so that she basically allows me to go camping, and I've got her company, so everybody's happy, although she might not be too happy camping in a field, but she'll put up with it if I do it well.
That's the difference, isn't it? If you do it really well and you pull out all the stops, then she's happy enough to do it and will come again, either later in the year or next year or something like that. So yeah, it's and you know, let's all just appreciate the fact that even if she wasn't going, you'd still be doing all that stuff, Ed.
I mean,
you'd be doing the planning, you'd be doing the cooking, you'd be getting the meals, you'd be glamping for yourself.
Yes. And could I just take a moment to say, you filthy listeners, if you took exception to what Tim was saying as a double entendre, you're filthy. Stop it, okay?
What did I say? What did I say?
I can't repeat it, Tim, because then it'd be too much and we'd get cancelled. But
was it the pulling out the stops?
No, she's come again. Who's the countdown guy? Twice nightly? No, whatever.
Richard twice nightly.
Phil, get on with it.
Oh my god! Utter Phil, my word! At this hour, this goes out. This goes out at 4 a.m. Some people do listen at that time.
Oh dear!
There's children not yet up.
Thank God! Thank God!
Oh my God.
If we had an address to receive letters, we'd be receiving letters, Tim.
We would. There is a link in the show notes that you can send us a message, so you can contact us directly if you want to. Complaints addressed to Ed.
It just files them.
You're not the tech guy.
It was pointed out today that we'd both forgotten about that we actually own the website. Why isn't it up and running?
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's because Ade sorted it out.
No, it's
80% of the time, I get it 100% right. There I am with the percentages again.
Oh God, yeah, maths. No,
Anyway,
let's
what are you
not do the
drinking
maths.
tonight, Tim?
I've got a cup of Yorkshire tea again, and
Absolutely
I've
brilliant.
had half a sandwich. I've got a cheddar and chorizo panini that I've made very quickly to eat, but I'll eat the other half when we've finished. So I don't. It doesn't sound like I'm just going all the way through.
Well, yeah, we didn't hear that. It just went blank, but good.
Oh,
Yeah,
see,
I'm.
I think my microphone's a bit dodgy.
Uh,
I think when I go
oh
really
no,
loud.
you mimed chewing, and I didn't hear anything, so
Oh,
that was good.
I did make noise. No, not getting
No,
noise. No.
no, yeah.
Oh well. Oh well. There we go. Maybe I
With them
chew.
jowls,
Maybe I.
I'm looking at my own on the camera, to be honest, Tim.
Ouch!
So
Ouch! Yeah, I need to put my camera up higher so that I kind of look up a little bit. Yeah, and pretend to myself they're not there.
We've been camping a lot, Tim. It's
Yeah.
what camping deserves. That we go hard as full on. We don't hold back. There's none
No.
of that. Oh no, I can't have a beer until 7 o'clock in the evening. What? Our listeners expect it, and that's that. And just for that, I'm on the old Fosters.
Oh.
Little homage to John down in Australia, maybe because all the Australians do drink Fosters, don't they?
I thought they drank Castlemaine 4X.
Well, yeah.
I wouldn't cook with that filthy muck.
Well,
I don't even think you can buy it anymore, can you, Castlemaine?
I don't think so. I think it sort of turned out. I thought you were saying the Fosters then. I was like, well, I've got cheap taste, Tim. I'm a cheap date.
No. I know
I'm
you
a
are.
cheap date.
You love a Carling, you do.
No, I do not. You take that back. I do not love a Carl. It's the only cheap beer that I don't.
Make me take that back.
I've got some rum. Here we go, Tim. You'll be sorry. I'll be sorry. We'll all be sorry.
I drank. Yeah, everyone will be sorry. I drank rum at the weekend, and the world didn't end. The police did turn up, though. Genuinely.
Oh man. I need to hear some more on that. Yes, right. Well, this week we are talking about you packing fast and light. Yay, we did it. And while camping in Scotland. So you went on a plane and you took everything with you.
I literally did plane, train, and automobile. I don't know whether I'm John Candy or the
Steve Martin.
There he is, or Steve, the other guy.
Are you not his wife that's trying to get home and stuff as well?
No, that's Home Alone. That's Home Alone. That's Kevin's mum.
Oh, yeah,
that's Kevin's mum. It's also got John.
Mum.
It's also got John Candy in it. He's in the back of the van with Kevin's mum.
I mean that's the crossover we need. Maybe just like a splicing in of those movies because they're in an airport an awful lot.
They really are. Yeah, it did feel a little bit like that at times. It's
same director though, wasn't it?
Yeah, John Hughes. Hughes. Yeah. It's
yeah.
Oh, was Home Alone Chris Columbus? I don't know. Either way. Anyway. Meanwhile, so yes, I a couple of episodes ago we did a whole episode on could Tim and Ed go fast and light, and let's be totally honest, we filled a small van. We did not go fast and light, which
wants to, Tim? Who wants to?
I know. Worried me quite a lot though, because I knew this weekend was coming up, and I was like,
yeah,
oh my God, how am I going to go fast enough and light enough to be able to put a bag on a plane and not pay like ridiculous excess charges? But but I managed it. I managed to really, really think about what is it exactly that I need to be able to be comfortable still, but I've literally pared it down to the bare pieces of equipment that I need that'll fit in a case along with clothes and other bits that you need, and to be able to fly up to Scotland.
And I mean, knowing how we camp, one, I think that's incredible. So well done.
Mm.
Um, did it feel like really alien to be kind of leaving stuff behind?
It was really, I have to say, it was really hard going in the garage and opening like my camping boxes and stuff and going, oh, well, I need a stove and, oh, but I would normally take that. And, oh, no, okay, I can't do, no. I really had to think about what's my lightest stove, which was the Jetboil Mighty Mo. What's a pan that I could take so I could at least boil some water. I'd normally take my kitchen cooking kit, my MSR cooking kit. It was like, no, I'm going to take my Jetboil long-handled spoon,
Yeah.
and that's it. And then I thought, well, I'm putting stuff in a case, so I can take a camping knife. But I thought, do I take a knife to eat with my food, cutlery, or do I just have a spoon? And I took my little Mora Eldris little knife
Right.
because I thought I do need a bit of a fire kit. But again, I really pared down my fire kit and I looked at that and thought, okay, what do I really need? And I took some little fire fuses and a small piece of fat wood and a ferro rod. And I thought, well, that collection of stuff will get a fire going as long as I can find other materials to actually make the fire with. So it was really tricky being in the garage and kind of looking at it all and thinking, oh God, what have I got? I mean, the first massive worry was I don't have a tent small enough to put on a plane.
Yeah. I mean that is we've gone sort of bigger and bigger and bigger
Yeah.
generally, and you do have a small tent, but not necessarily a light kind of
Yeah.
ultralight type thing.
I mean it's not bad. It's about 2.2 kilos is my little one man tent. And but it's not massively small either. And when you literally take in one case, it was like, oh, but shout out to the wonderful people at Van Gogh who lent me a tent to take. So we were chatting to them at Outdoor and Social, and we've been having a few conversations with them ever since. And they said, well, if you're doing something like that and you want to borrow something, then just say and we'll lend you it. As long as we get it back, they don't mind. So
Wow.
I was really cheeky and asked for that ultralight airbeam tent that's like 550 quid, and
Hydro.
the hydrogen air,
Yeah.
one person hydrogen air, and yeah, because we saw that at the show earlier in the year, and it's like, this is unbelievable. It's only 700 grams.
No poles. No poles.
No pole. Well, there's a tiny little stick that's about, I don't know, 6 inches long. That's or a bit longer. That sits at the foot end, just to raise the foot end. That's the only stick in the whole thing. It's a single air beam that goes over the top, and the bag that it stuffs in is the pump, the bellows to actually put it up with.
Right.
And it, like I say, it weighs 700 grams. It's the
Wow.
material just feels like you could put your finger through it, but you really can't. It's ripstop. It's like ultralight ripstop fabric. And I was really cheeky. I didn't think I'd get that. Didn't think they'd lend me that one. And a box turned up with that tent in, which is absolutely brilliant. So not only does it pack really, really tiny because there's no poles at all, and it packs really small and you can really compress it. It's super light, so it's just the perfect tent for putting in a case and going on an airplane. It was so very grateful to the people at Van Gogh for lending me that, to Chris at Van Gogh. I have looked after it. It will be going back.
Not before I have a look at it, please. Well, wait on a second. I can feel a micro adventure coming up. And I have to say, so I have thought about, actually, we talked about micro adventures and stuff.
Mm.
What I don't have is a little mat that I could sleep on.
Oh yeah,
It was in the charity shop today.
you're
Somebody
joking.
had put out a Thermarest sleeping mat.
Oh
Bada
my
bing.
God.
They didn't know
Oh
what
my
it
God.
was. £5.
Oh my God. Wow.
Honestly.
That is brilliant. That is brilliant. Oh my God, you're so lucky. I took my mountain equipment sim, which does roll and compress and really small, but even that was bigger than the tent.
Oh, was it?
Which was bonkers.
How did you get around that then?
I took my big North Face wheelie case and just really filled. Oh, what do you mean?
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, I mean when it packs.
I was like, how did you get it in the tent then? Did you put the tent on top of it?
I see what you mean. No, when it was packed up, so
Yeah.
when the tent was rolled up, it actually was a larger pack size than the
Wow.
rolled up sleeping mat, which is bonkers. And then my sleeping bag, I did take my cat's meow sleeping bag in the end. I thought I might have to take my little one season one and a silk liner just for space, but actually the compression sack on that sleeping bag is incredible. It just properly squashes it down to next to nothing.
Right.
So I thought, well, I need to take a big backpack as well, because I've then got to walk up these hills with this stuff on. I'm not going to do it in a wheelie case, so I had to put a big bag in there as well, which was my other half said, "What? Go on."
I mean, you say a wheelie case, but I was like, well, I mean, if somebody was doing like the Pennine Way or something like that, could they not? I mean, like, you're just dragging something along. Would it not give you stability? I've considered it. Like, if we do Snowdon, I was like, well, that'd be quite funny, wouldn't it?
That would be quite funny.
Trolley dolly case.
I have got the small North Face wheelie case as well for quick overnight trips. That might be really funny. That might come out when we go up Snowdon.
I mean, that's akin to going up where I've seen people like extreme ironing, where they like drag an ironing board to the top of a mountain and do ironing on K2 or something,
Yeah, I think that's really funny. I think we might have to take a wheelie case up Snowdon just for the shits and giggles.
When we did Mam Tour and just wandering around with that.
Yeah.
Hello.
That woman
You don't
went-
want it on your back, do you? You might as well just put it down. You're overbalanced, top heavy.
Oh, that's really funny. That is really funny. Yeah, we're gonna have to do that. We are gonna have to do that. I didn't do that on this trip though. I did take a backpack as well.
We might have to monster truck your wheelie case, take the wheels off my Yeti, put them on, so it goes over hard terrain. Oh, we're doing this, Tim.
Man. Oh my God! Can you imagine?
The casual campers, don't mess with them.
Imagine how much gear we could take if we took a suitcase up there.
No, I brought my heavy stove, my Snow Peak one, and the kitchen.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Anyway, sorry. We digress.
It's very funny. It's very funny. I didn't do that though. I did take a backpack. It's my other half said, "Why don't you just put all the stuff in the backpack if you're just taking a backpack?" And I'm always a bit paranoid about things getting lost in airports. And there's that many straps on a backpack that I just thought it's going to get caught up on something. And the last thing I need is to arrive in Scotland and my bag still be in Birmingham, or heaven forbid it's gone to Dusseldorf or something like that, and I'm literally screwed. So I just thought, no, I'm going to put it all in a case, including the bag and everything else. But it did all miraculously fit. There'll be stuff on socials this week because I did take a video of me packing my bag. As boring as that might sound, I did take a video of it just so you could see how much stuff I managed to get in there. And to not make it too uncomfortable when I got to the other end. It's
Yeah, yeah. And how big is your rucksack that you packed inside the wheelie
it's a
case? Is it
60. I think it's a 65 litre.
right? Okay.
Again, it's North Face because you know I'm a tart. It's a 65 litre North Face.
I did see some of the pictures of you doing it. You sent me over going, "Oh, I'm trying to do this and stuff," and I was like, "Yeah, is this a North Face commercial with a Van Gogh tent?" Even North Face use Van Gogh.
That's not a bad slogan, for God's
That's
sake.
not a bad slogan.
Not a
Yeah,
bad
yeah,
slogan at
yeah.
all.
You know, all the fashionable things, but they do camp in a Van Gogh tent.
Yes, because when you really got to trust it, you need to be in a Van Gogh.
Oh,
No, it's
there we go. We should be in touch with their marketing team because we could. This stuff just writes itself, Tim.
it does. Writes itself off. We'd be entirely responsible for closing down a company that's been going 60 years this year.
Oh God.
But no,
I was thinking of closing down the North Face mangoes going on for years, I'm sure.
I was just meaning if we got in charge of marketing for them. That's never going to go well.
No, too dangerous, too crazy. That's just rude. Not allowed to show alcohol.
Yeah, we should send them some ideas. Oh, funny.
Yeah, we could do a 12 days of Christmas marketing kind of campaign. Like, have you thought of?
Yeah.
A new one every day.
Oh God. No, it would be funny. It would be funny. But no, it did all arrive in Scotland. It flew up on the smallest plane I've been on, a little tiny jet, and where I was sat in a single seat, and there was hardly anybody on it. It's hardly anybody on the plane at all, which is bonkers, really. But yeah, no, flew up to Scotland. Flew up to Scotland with my stuff, and my case arrived, and I had everything that I needed. It was great, apart from gas. Obviously, I didn't take a gas canister for my stove.
Are you not allowed to? So explain why you didn't. You're not allowed to take them on planes.
You can't take compressed gas on a plane. You can't put it in your case, and you can't take it in the hold. It's
Right.
I could take a knife, but that had to go in my case in the hold. So my little camping knife had to go in there. But
did you have any problems with that? You know, you just packed it there.
Just packed it, yeah. Didn't hide it or anything like that. It was obvious. I mean, the bag's full of camping gear. It's obvious what I'm doing. I put things like that inside my pot. That so my stove was in there, and my knife was in there. My little fire kit were all in there because the lid kind of clamps closed, and it just kept it all together. And I kind of wraps it all up with a little. I've got a like a wax canvas seat square. Because obviously I couldn't take a camping chair, but I knew I'd want to sit down, so I'd taken that as well. So that was all kind of wrapped up together. So I tried to be really economical with the space and just use up every little bit by cramming things inside stuff. And obviously I was staying at our sister's, so I you know I had to take clothes and things and stuff for that, but predominantly everything in my bag was just for the camping trip. Which
Brilliant.
But yeah, no, it all worked out. All worked out great.
Well, I mean, you've talked about stuff there that I've not even thought about because, like, you know, I've got a van.
Yeah.
I'll just drive. I'll just drive. Oh, we'll go.
I did think about driving, but it would have taken me a day to get there because she's the far north of Scotland. And it would have taken me a day to get back. Whereas flying, I literally, the flight's an hour, and you're literally there. So it just gave me more time up there. An extra 2 days effectively. It's and cost wise, although the flight, it wasn't bargain basement. It was comparable to how much fuel I'd have probably spent putting in the car and wear and tear on the car and everything else. So it's probably about comparable. It's so
Yeah,
worthwhile.
Aberdeen isn't a cheap airport to fly in and out of, though, is it? Because of the oil.
Yeah, no, it's not. If I'd have flown to Glasgow, I could have done it for about 40 quid. But flying to Aberdeen, it's a lot of money. It was 300 returns. So yeah, it was not cheap. There are cheaper places to go flying and camping, but obviously my sister lives in Aberdeen, so that's where I was going. But
Yeah.
yeah, so there are cheaper places to do this. So you can do it in a if anybody fancies flying and camping somewhere, because it's absolutely possible. There are cheaper places to go. You don't have to go to Aberdeen. But I have to say, what I was not, it's a long time since I've been up there. Our dad used to live up on that coast, and part of this trip was to kind of go down memory lane really, and have a look around some of those places. But I always remember Aberdeen being really ugly, and actually Aberdeen's not. It's a really pretty city. It's really clean and really leafy, and actually surprisingly quite small. And as soon as you're outside of it, it's just beautiful countryside. It's a really pretty part of the world. So definitely recommend people going up to that part of the world. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been up that way. I do remember it being, there's a lot of them are very small, squat stone buildings.
Mm,
From what I remember, quite grey, but it is a beautiful part of the world. And of course, you've got the Right to Roam Act in
yeah,
Scotland.
yeah. And I did, I checked that with me with our sister beforehand, and there are, you are allowed to camp anywhere as long as you're not, right next to somebody's house and in, line of direct sight of somebody's house. You're not camping in crops or anything like that. The only place that it's got more restrictions. You can still do it, but you need a permit. Is anywhere around Loch Lomond, because they've had a lot of incidents on there and a lot of people camping and leaving a load of rubbish and a lot of mess. So they now do it by permit only, and they limit the number of permits each year. But the rest of Scotland, you can camp wherever you want, and it really was, because we got to Gardenstown, which was where our dad lived for quite a number of years, and loved it up there. And I spent summers up there, and Laura did as well. And you've been up. It's lovely part of the world. We kind of got there, and I said, "Oh, I'm leaving it to you, Laura, where you want to camp." And she said, "Oh, I want to camp up on the cliffs." And I went, Can we just camp up there on the cliffs? Are we allowed to do that? Is someone going to come and tell us off? Because I'm so used to England, where there's only one part of one national park where you can officially wild camp, and they're even trying to stop that at the moment. Everywhere else people will shout at you. And she went, no, 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 it'd be fine. And we can. I said, do we need to be sort of hidden and not on show? And she went, no, not really. She said it's we'll just camp, and it's like a totally different concept, isn't it? It's a different way of
Wow.
thinking. Different way of
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah, and I mean, it sort of just reminds me of our conversation with Joe Robinet about Canada and, that difference. Certainly here, and I'm not going to say the UK, I'm going to say England,
Mm,
where, essentially, your camping is down to sites or wild camping, but at your own risk.
yeah,
For
yeah,
the majority of it, there are things like Camp Wild, nearly wild camping, various other things that are out there, but essentially, you're still paying to go
yeah.
somewhere,
And those
instead of.
those those places, those companies exist because you can't wild camp in the UK
Yeah,
officially.
yeah,
Sorry, in England officially, in England and Wales, you're not allowed to. So those companies have sprung up because actually people do want that nearly wild experience, and and they're there providing that. Whereas up in Scotland, obviously there's no place for any of that because actually you can just wild camp. There are the rules of leave no trace, and you need to be very careful with fires and things like that. They've had wildfires up in Scotland, and you do need to be very, very, very careful with that. But they are happy for you. I mean, we were talking about it. We went to the pub. Obviously, we went to the pub a couple of times in the village where in Gardenstown where Dad lived. I thought I'm going to have a couple of pints for me dad, and we were talking about that we were camping, and Laura was like openly talking about it, and I was a bit like, again, feeling a bit twitchy, thinking someone's going to tell us off, someone's going to say no, someone's going to tell somebody else. And actually, it was totally the opposite. The villagers were really excited. They were like, "Oh, you're going to camp on the hills? Oh, that's brilliant! That's absolutely brilliant!" And after,
Wow.
yeah, they were really excited, really genuinely excited. On the following morning afterwards, we bumped into a lady, really old lady who actually lived in the house up on the hill near the church, years ago, which is now derelict. But she said we were obviously the people who'd camped overnight and we had our stuff on our backs. And she said, "Did you camp last night up there?" And we went, "Yeah, we did." And she went, "Oh, it was lovely." She said, "I could see your torch lights. I could see the fire." She said, "It's so lovely to see people doing that. It's really lovely." And then she explained that she used to live in the house just nearby, and but
Oh.
she moved into the village when it was too difficult to live up there still. But it was like genuine excitement that people were wild camping and doing that sort of stuff. Which again was a real, kind of blew my mind, really, blew me away, really, that you're so used to down here in England where, gosh, if you were to, villages don't particularly like campsites half the time, never mind somebody wild camping
Well,
nearby.
yeah. I mean, was it Tresic? They were constantly having a battle with
Yeah,
the village about noise from the campsite, and even though it was 200 yards off the road,
yeah,
down a path and against a river, they were like, "Oh, we don't like this." It was like, gosh,
yeah.
yeah, that
There's a lot
seems
of
so
people.
different.
Yeah, totally different in Scotland. Certainly where we were and the experience that I had. Before and afterwards, people were really excited. We went back to the pub because a bit later on, just to have another pint. We'd got the camp set up and we went back to the wood to the pub. And again, people had already seen us sort of going up there and packing, and they'd talked to somebody else, and they were genuinely excited that we were kind of there. It was just a really cool atmosphere, really nice pro camping, pro outdoors kind of place. Really, it's
Yeah.
definitely worth doing. Definitely worth going up and not stressing so much about it.
Well, yeah, I think, and a lot of people, I mean, you talk about Scotland and everyone goes, "Oh, the midges and stuff." You're obviously camping quite early in the
Yeah,
season. And actually, I've been up in Scotland, I've been up in Skye, in, oh gosh, June, July kind of thing.
mm,
And some years the midges aren't really that much.
yeah,
And you just think, well, and if you've got a good fire going and you've got some other things, they don't, the midges clear off because they don't like the smoke of it. So,
yeah. And we were, we were perched on a cliff, right overlooking the sea and the bay. There wasn't a strong wind, but there was a good sea breeze coming in, blowing onto the land, which is always a good thing because it will keep midges down if they are there. But I'd asked Laura whether it was going to be a problem. Do I need to bring a head net or anything like that, or some bug spray? She went, "It's a bit early in the season for them to be showing," and she said, "And they're really only a big problem over on the west coast. Over there on the east coast, they're much less of a problem." And they weren't a problem at all. There was nothing, absolutely nothing,
right.
not a
Yeah,
single thing.
I think that's the bit that I would sort of say to people, don't just think, "Oh, it's Scotland, oh, it's summer, oh, there's midges."
Yeah,
Um, get a bit of information. Yeah, the midges are out. I mean, I've camped,
Yeah, I've camped on the West Coast and still not had that much midges. There have been summers where I've
Mm.
just they love me. Bite, 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 bite.
Everybody loves you, Ed.
Uh,
Bite, 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 bite. And if you see Ade at the Bushcraft show, just
no.
bite, 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 bite,
Oh dear. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh well,
yeah.
that sounds an incredible thing. So now I saw some pictures with the police that were there. What did you do? When do you have to turn up in court?
I'm looking very sheepish at the moment.
Yeah, you are.
I am. We well well, you know, we got set up on the cliffs and we weren't hidden because Laura said we didn't need to, although you couldn't see the Van Gogh hydrogen air tent because it's a dark colour and disappeared into the landscape. Laura's was like a lime green Vaude tent, which was a lovely tent, lots of space, but it was like bright lime green, so you could see it from the village. And we'd walked back in because we carried all our stuff up and we didn't have any wood. And unfortunately, there was a family having a fire on the beach, and they'd already collected all the driftwood that we'd planned to do the same thing. So it was like,
God damn them.
damn them to hell and back. But we'd see there is a shop in the village that sold a bag of logs and some kindling. So we decided we'd walk back into the village. We had another pint, and then we left there and we were going to the shop, and this couple was sat outside, and they went, "Oh, you're leaving already?" And we went, "Yeah, we need to get some wood from the shop." And I've never been called this before, but she called me a fanny. It's I know. You know, I guess
that was a bit aggressive.
it was a bit really. She was quite an aggressive Scottish woman, and it's because we were going to buy wood. She said, "There's loads of driftwood." I went, "Oh no, a family have collected it." She said, "There's loads on the other bay." I won't do the accent because I butcher it, but there's loads in the other bay, which there was loads in the other bay. But I said, "Yeah, but that's a long way to then go and collect that, to then walk all the way back and carry it up a cliff." And she just went, "Ah, you fanny." I went, okay. And so we laughed that off, and went and bought some wood, and we then walked all the way back up to the top of the cliffs with a sack of wood and some kindling and some bits of stuff. And we did manage to find a bit more driftwood, and we got up there, and we'd already got the tents up. Tents went up really easily. Really quickly, really easily, and camp is, when you're camping with very little equipment, it takes you a short amount of time to set camp up. Whereas I'm used to, like you and I, where we've filled a van, and literally it can take us an hour, maybe more, to set up camp.
Where you're preening and it's like, oh, this looks good. This is photograph worthy.
Yeah, where does the rug go? It's you're laughing because you bring rugs. But it's
I'm on the search for a new rug.
Oh, bless. It's when you take a one-man, air beam tent, it literally pops up and your camp set. But so we just got up there with the wood and we're chilling. And Laura had brought one of those fire pits that's on legs with like a woven metal net that hangs in amongst it. I'd been looking at those for ages, but never had one. She'd not tried it yet, so we set that up. And I have to say, they're worth every penny. They're only about £15. Not a single thing got through that onto the ground, which is what saved us from the police.
Oh,
yeah. So
go on then. Tell us a story.
Well, we're perched there. We're sitting on our seat mats. We've had 2 more little bottles of rum by this time, and I'm working my way through my 4 pint cans of Hobgoblin.
And how many had you had at the pub by this time?
In total, probably about 4 pints in the pub. It's over a decent amount of time, and I'd
And
walked
the
up the
rum.
cliff.
I'm surprised you didn't set about the police when they turned up.
Oh,
What are you
God.
doing here,
Oh,
spoiling this?
And I'd walked the cliffs twice, so we weren't steaming or anything, but we were just nice. We were just really nice, and it was starting to get dark, and the lights were coming on in the village, and the sea was reasonably calm, and there wasn't a lot of wind, and it was just, as perfect an evening as I could have imagined it to be, because it was also dry. We had a little bit of spitting earlier, and that disappeared, and it just stayed dry the whole weekend, which was great. But I turn to my right and look at down into a bit of the valley that we'd walked up, and there's blue lights there, and of course there's nobody else around for at least a mile because we're the only people here, and it's like, oh God, it does look like the police have turned up, and it's you just felt sick. Felt absolutely sick. And then you could kind of squint in because they kept the blue lights flashing the whole bloody time. You could kind of squint in, see that there is possibly figures coming towards you.
and you're going like, oh God, we're going to get told off. We're going to get moved on. We're going to, all of the things that I'm sure were going through your mind.
Totally. That one, they're going to shout at us. We're going to get absolutely bollocked. They're going to want to shut the camp down. We're going to be keeping in the car because we've had too much to drink, or they're going to take us back to the station. Then it got worse because something else with really big blue lights was seen on the horizon, which was a few miles away. Clearly, we went, well, that's got to be a fire engine, hasn't it? It's like, oh, crap. And we're thinking, well, one, I'm thinking all what I've just said, we're going to get absolutely told off. And two, I'm thinking these people are wasting their time and could be, protecting people and putting out fires elsewhere. And it took them quite a while to come, I have to say, because we were up on a cliff. So the anticipation was
walk
quite
of
big.
doom. Well, they've not done their cardio, have they? Had they not packed lights in? Did they have stab vests on and everything?
They had the whole kit, Eddie. They had.
You were going to get tasered if you.
I was going to get pepper sprayed. That's for sure. They definitely had pepper spray. I didn't see a taser, but they had stab vests, the lot. They had body cameras, the lot. Which obviously they don't know what they're coming to. So hats off to them for wandering up a cliff, not knowing what they're coming to. It's we did reflect afterwards of what a crap job they've got, that they've got that we could have been anybody. It's and they did a pincer movement on us, obviously assuming that we might want to run. They absolutely did it. One came from below and two came from the top. So three coppers came, and
oh my God.
And by this time I was stood and was shining my own head torch on us so that they could see us, thinking we just need to show that we're here and we're not going anywhere else, and who we are, and that I'm a man in my 50s and my sister's in her 40s, and that we're not a bunch of silly kids or anything, and they came into the light, and they came up to us, and we obviously looked very sheepish and I said, I'm really sorry if we've done something wrong. And the first words out of the first police officer's mouth was, don't worry, there's been a massive misunderstanding. You're okay. And it was like, really? And he went, yeah, it's fine. Honestly, it's absolutely fine. And we went, what's, well, no, I think then I went, is that a fire engine coming? He said, yes, it is. Hang on a minute. There's actually 2 on their way. And I went, oh, shit. God, you're joking. And he got on the radio and he stood the fire engines down. We saw the lights go off, and they were obviously then disappearing the other way. It felt really bad for that. And he said, what it is, he said, you haven't done anything wrong. He said, He said, but somebody over the bay has seen a fire, can't see you, doesn't know that you're here, and thinks it's a wildfire, and we've had a report for a wildfire on the hill. And he said, we've responded early. The fire brigade are coming. He said, last year there were lots of wildfires, so we've got a big response for anything that's reported. He said, and we've come straight out. He said, but he said, obviously, he said, you're not a wildfire. He did check over the fire that Laura had brought, and they were really pleased that actually, I could put my hand right underneath it and on the grass. I said, it's not damaging anything. He had a look at it as well, and he went, no, it's a nice piece of kit. He said, no, that's absolutely fine. He said, they laughed about it. They said, all we will ask you to do is, I said, do we need to put it out? Do you want us to stop it? And I said, because Laura had a 3-litre bladder with her. I had a 2-litre bladder with me. I said, we've got 5 litres between us of water up here. So we can literally put it out if you like.
You've had 8 pints, and how do you measure that, Tim, with your bladders?
You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Well, I'm a camping professional, but still going, Tim. Still going.
Oh God! But no, they were really lovely. Actually, really lovely. They said, no, don't, just all that we ask is that you make sure it's out before you get in the tents. Make sure it's fully out. Proper douse it. And we didn't have a lot of wood left by then. It's I said we've probably got about half an hour, 45 minutes worth of wood left, and then we'll be going to bed anyway. But they said no, it's absolutely fine. It's and they actually said we're really sorry for disturbing your night. How lovely are the police in Scotland? Even they like the fact that you're wild camping and wild camping respectfully and safely. They actually apologise for disturbing our nights. It's which totally blew me away. I was not expecting it. To go from I'm going to be screamed and shouted at in a minute and possibly tasered to yeah. So then
I mean, like, I'd have a hair trigger. I'd be like, 2,000 volts,
not the pacemaker, not the pacemaker.
And that was the end of Tim.
Oh, God.
Oh, who had that on the sweepstake? Nobody.
It's to death in Scotland. Oh man. No, they were so lovely. I then went, can I have a selfie?
I've seen the selfie. They did look lovely.
They did look lovely. There was a third one that went, I'm not going in a photo. To be honest, she was still huffing and puffing. Yeah, their only actual complaint was they said the only bad thing really is that you've camped so bloody high and we've had to walk all this way up.
I did find something funny off the back of your story, because I obviously had it firsthand when it was happening, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I was sat with somebody the other day, and you know how to make somebody really worry? Just go, have you ever been tasered? My friend was like, no, you? I mean, no, I haven't, but it's just wondered.
What? You look like the kind of guy that might have.
But he got a good giggle out of me, so
Oh God, no! I would not want to get tasered or pepper sprayed or even just shouted at and put in the back of the van. It's no, not at all. But yeah, they were lovely, absolutely bloody lovely, and hats off to the police of Scotland for coming out en masse for something that might be a wildfire, but two, standing everything down and being so nice as to apologise for disturbing us. I mean, that's just unheard of. That would not happen in England. They even if there hadn't have been an issue, I just get the impression that they'd have felt obliged to do something, and they'd have said, yeah, put the fire out. And But they didn't. They didn't even do that in Scotland. They just said, "No, no, you're fine. Just make sure it's out when you go to bed." So, but we were
Brilliant.
all the way when they were walking up. We were absolutely bricking it. We were completely bricking it and thinking, "Oh
Yeah.
shit! Oh shit! This is going to
Yeah.
go bad. This is going to go really bad." It's,
Yeah.
but it didn't. Thankfully, it was all right. It was okay in the end.
So, okay, here's the next question then.
Go on then.
If you were doing it this week, what would you do? And I'm saying, as I'm listening to this story, would you phone the police and say, we're going to be camping, we will have a fire just in case? Is that some good advice for somebody that might be going wild camping in Scotland?
Yeah, potentially. And we, not far from us, further along the cliff, were some really big rocks, and we'd clocked them when we got there. And but it wasn't till the morning when I went and used my little dig a hole shovel. You know what I mean?
Right.
Behind this big rock that I realized actually this probably would have been a perfect place to have lit the fire. One, it would have been completely out of any breeze at all, and it would have been entirely blocked from across the bay, and we could have sat there. So I would probably say, think about who can see you. Think about they might have concerns over, not necessarily your behavior, but just is it a wildfire or not? And just try and camp out of sight a bit more. We purposefully wanted to be on those cliffs overlooking the town, overlooking the village.
Yeah.
And it's, for the reasons we talked about. And so we weren't going to camp anywhere else, but we could have camped further over the top of the cliff and we'd have been out of sight of absolutely everybody. And yeah, so I would say if I was doing it again, I wouldn't need to be in sight of that village. I would just camp, and I'd still have a fire. I'd still be as safety conscious as we were, but I'd just make sure that nobody could see that it was out of sight of everybody, and just so that you don't have the same experience, and you don't we did inadvertently, unintentionally waste police and fire brigade time, and that's what I'm most upset about. Really, is two fire brigades potentially were delayed going on to something else because they were coming to us. And
hopefully it was a quiet night. So, we're talking about Scotland, but wildfires are an issue around the world, constantly on. It is early in the season. It's been reasonably dry for April in the UK, so it would be early for wildfires and things.
That said, so that was the Saturday night. On the Monday, we went through the Cairngorms, and the whole of the Cairngorms have got signs up saying no campfires. It's from the beginning of April right the way through to the end of September. No campfires at all for the whole of the Cairngorms because of the risk of wildfires. So it's already started really in parts of the UK. And restrictions are already in place. But as you say, there are wildfires all over the world, huge fires across Canada and America and Australia. There have been massive wildfires in the Philippines, over the last few years. It's if you're going to go out to these wild places, you just got to have some sense, haven't you? And be very sensible. Check the local rules. If they're not allowed, don't do it. Just don't do it, or you will get shouted at by police. If you are allowed to do it, make sure you've got equipment that's going to be safe. Make sure you're carrying a lot of water that means that you can put a fire out if something does happen. Clear the ground around where you're having a fire so there's no obvious tinder for sparks to ignite and then spread. Just be really, really sensible. Really sensible.
Yeah, no, good advice. And would you say if you were doing that same thing again, knowing that has happened, would you be more secluded, or would you maybe just inform somebody? we're going to be having a campfire. Is that okay? Or whatever. I mean, it kind of says to me, oh, would this have been averted if you'd have phoned, the non-emergency number to say, we're going to be wild camping in this area and we're going to have a fire? They'd probably tell you not to have a fire, wouldn't they?
Yeah, the old adage of it's always easier to ask for forgiveness than it is to ask for permission. Um,
Yeah.
People are often going to just say no, aren't they? And we'd advise you not to do that. And then what do you do? Because then actually, if you do have a fire, you're literally going against what the police have said. They know that you're there. If it gets reported, they'll have made a log of that call that you had. They will come out and absolutely bollock you. It's So I'm not saying don't phone the police or anything like that, but I'm saying if the rules for the area that you're camping in allow you to have a fire, do it in a respectful way. Do it more secluded. Do it out of the way. Don't have a massive, great big roaring bonfire that's 6 foot high. Keep it small, and just not in sight of anybody. Really, I certainly that's what I'd do if I was going there again this weekend. I would either get behind that big rock so that people couldn't see from the village, or I'd go further up on and over the top of the cliffs and the very top of the cliffs and sort of further away from the edge so that literally line of sight wasn't an issue.
Yeah.
And
so I was in our homeland this weekend. So I went up to Yorkshire. So we're near Hebden Bridge, which is just on the border to Lancashire and stuff. But we went walking on the moors to spot some birds and just had a lovely, lovely, lovely weekend. We were in some woodland down in a valley on the Saturday, and then up on the heathland for the Sunday, and saw some curlews and
lovely.
just brilliant wildlife spotting and stuff. But even there were signs around saying, this is you cannot barbecue, you cannot have a fire, you cannot.
Yeah.
And that was just the area. It's a national park. You cannot do that here. And it's, as a camper, it's quite a surprise. Well, it shouldn't be a surprise, but I don't camp in those areas generally. I find them a bit bleak.
Yeah.
But for the Saturday, we were in a gorge with water and trees, and the greens were popping. Leaves are coming out. It was lovely. And then the starkness of being up on the moors where nesting birds are and things. It was just lovely, and the differences. And I found the beauty in both of those.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't necessarily be camping in those high spots because I do find them a bit bleak, a bit windy. You know.
Obviously, we were up on the cliff, surrounded by gorse that was in bright yellow, which interestingly, I didn't realise it, but Laura taught me this. If you go and sniff gorse flowers, they smell of suntan lotion. They smell mildly of coconut, which was amazing. And they do. They smell of like holidays. It's so we were in that sort of bleak area, a bit higher up, and but it was beautiful. And you're talking about all the birds. I mean, there's so many birds on the coast, and wild camping in amongst them, where you're just sitting and you're not really doing anything. There's just so much wildlife. And in the morning we got up and there were deer just walking past us, literally really quite close. And just walking past us and then going up the rest of the cliff. It was you feel wild camping like that, you feel like you're really immersed in it. And it's really a really, really special trip, actually. It's going to take some real beating. Is that you missed a treat, Ed?
What with the feds coming? I'm glad I wasn't there, Tim.
Yeah. As nice as they were, they took all of our details. We are definitely on a register.
You're on some system somewhere.
Totally. They took they even took where was I born. They took everything. It's like, yes, officer, I'll give you whatever information you want. Just please don't arrest me. It's
Oh dear.
yeah, no, it was great though, absolutely brilliant. And obviously at the end of it all, we packed up and we both scoured that entire area to make sure that there wasn't anything left. We had a rubbish bag with us. We completely left no trace. Even the little bit of ash that we did have left. I lifted a sod of grass, dug a hole down, put the ash in the sod, and then put the ash in the hole and put the sod back down. So you couldn't even tell that I'd dug that hole. It was all exactly as it was before we got there. So yeah,
Brilliant.
no,
Leave no
pristine.
trace.
Leave no trace, people. Leave no trace.
Yeah. What an excellent adventure, Tim.
Well, if I'm an idiot, can put my stuff in a suitcase, fly to another part of, yes, of the UK, but fly to another part of the world with camping gear and go and have a camping adventure, then literally anybody could do it. So think about it, listeners. Nowhere is too far. It's our listeners are from all over the world, and some of those are pretty big countries. You can fly to the other side of your country and go camping. It's actually not that difficult as long as you can get hold of the fuel that you need, but to cook and things like that. But different rules are in different places. You might be able to cook on open fires in certain places, but I needed a bottle of gas, but Laura had got that for me.
Yeah.
It was great. It was absolutely brilliant. I can do it. You can do it. It just takes a bit of arranging and a bit of serious thinking about what equipment you need and how you pack it and what you pack it in. But literally, planes, trains, and automobiles, you can get there.
Well, I think for such a long time, we have been very much casual car campers. We like gear, we like stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean to say that it's obviously just different stuff. And it's a different adventure. It's maybe the difference between camping in woods and camping somewhere else. You're having to think about weight as the priority first and foremost, and then the size of things. So yeah, an interesting thing that I going to take part in.
And other than the tent, I didn't need to go and buy any other equipment. It was all stuff that actually I do use and take on a big camping trip when I take all my stuff. The other weekend we were camping with our mates up in Cumbria. The little, I took the big Jetboil Genesis to do the big meal, but I took the tiny little Jetboil Mighty Mo to boil my water with because that's the quickest little thing I've got to boil some water with. It's so I've already got a little stove. A lot of us who have a lot of equipment, you've got enough stuff to do this with. Yes, I didn't have a really tiny light tent, and I'm very grateful for the people at Vango for lending me the hydrogen air, the one person hydrogen air tent because it was just perfect because it just weighs.
I can't wait
nothing.
to see that. I can't wait to see how it packs down. I've seen it up, obviously, and I've seen your pictures, but absolutely love that.
Stunning tent. It's I'll let you have a play with it before I send it back. I'll be sad to see it go, to be honest. It's a really nice. It's a very special piece of kit. I didn't imagine that Van Gogh would have sent it to us because it is a very special piece of kit and a very expensive piece of kit. But
a big shout out to Van Gogh and go and have a look at their stuff because they're a UK manufacturer.
Based in Scotland, based in Glasgow.
Based in Scotland. Do they manufacture here, or is that where?
It's designed here. I think some is manufactured in other parts of the world, but it's all their maintenance. They do massive repair stuff, don't they? We've got an open invite to go up and actually go around all of their facilities.
Let's do it.
And
Let's do it.
And I think as a thank you, we absolutely need to go to Glasgow and have a good nosy around their stuff because
Tim, can you say it properly? Glasgow.
Hey,
Glasgow.
We're going to Glasgow. We're going to Glasgow. Look at Vango. You're funny.
Oh, we're gonna so get our heads kicked in.
Vango.
Oh dear.
Funny. Should we go to a minute mindfulness?
I think so, yes. Let's do it.
Welcome to the Casual Camping Minute Mindfulness. Let the sounds of nature take you back to the camping field.
Ah, beautiful. Not recorded during the weekend. I tried to do that, but the wind was a bit strong when I was doing it, and it would have just been like.
All you'd have heard is, you're funny.
I'm just glad the police didn't put the sirens on, to be honest. We'd have recorded that.
Oh, man.
Oh, God. The funniest thing was the police had obviously got themselves... What they'd come down was actually a footpath, we realised the following day, because there wasn't a road anywhere near us. And it took them forever, not only to walk back to the car, but to then get out of the footpath that they'd driven down. They were literally back and forth for about half an hour, and eventually they managed to do like an 83-point turn and get out of this this place that they got. They must have been cursing us something rotten.
I hope whoever phoned them got brought up on charges, wasting police time. Them good there people up there, just having a good time.
Yeah. Wild camping like you should be.
Probably that old lady that you met on the beach the following day. I've got squatters in my house up there and they're burning it down.
She was lovely, and she,
of course, she was. The following day, she realised her mistake.
Especially when we said who we were, and she kind of remembered Dad, which yeah, I know. It was like, oh bloody hell! We kind of explained why we were there, and she kind of remembered Dad, which was quite. It was a lovely moment actually. Like the nice way to finish the camping trip. It's just proper nice. So don't slag her off. She were a nice lady. Stop it.
I was giggling away when you were talking, and I didn't want to stop your flow there. But I wondered whether or not any other people in other areas other than the UK have spitting as a term for rain.
Oh yeah.
It was just spitting. Like, what's Tim mean there? Hey, we don't have that in the States. What does he mean spitting? Like he was spitting at people?
What was his sister doing?
It's a very light rain. I'm not sure. I was going to say drizzle, but maybe not drizzle either. It's just a very light rain.
It wasn't as much as drizzle. It was less than drizzle, but more than not raining. Somewhere in between.
Like the drizzle. Eskimos have 80 different words for snow.
Yeah, yeah. We're English. Maybe. we have the same for rain.
Rain, drizzle, hammering down, cats and dogs.
Oh, spitting. You percolating coffee now?
I was.
Oh God! Right, I can't recommend it enough. And you and we need to go fly camp somewhere. We want to go to Sweden, don't we? Which, interestingly, it's only £59 to do a return flight to Copenhagen. It's damn the oil industry for putting prices up in Aberdeen. But you and we definitely need to go and do a fly camp because it's great fun. It's really great fun. I highly recommend it. It's and would recommend anybody out there to go and just think outside the box of, all right then, where can I get to and where
can I get to and what do I need?
Yeah. It's a really good exercise in really thinking about fast and light because you know what? I took the minimal amount of stuff and I had the greatest amount of pleasure. And you realise, although we take loads of stuff and we love to take the toys and everything, actually the joy comes out of being camping and being out in nature.
Being there, yeah.
Yeah, it's not about the stuff. It's not about the stuff. Although obviously I like the stuff.
Yeah, thanks, Van Gogh.
Thanks, Van Gogh.
And on that, I will say goodbye.
Good night.
Casual Camping Podcast accepts no liability and does not officially recommend any products or endorse any techniques discussed in an individual podcast episode or shown on Casual Camping Podcast social media accounts. Individuals should make their own informed decision and risk assessment of any products or advice prior to any purchase or use.